The planet was wild and quiet. Tall trees with strange leaves stretched high into the pink sky. Birds with bright feathers flew between the branches, and soft wind moved through the grass. A human man named Jack stepped carefully through the forest. He wore a light suit and carried tools for studying plants and animals. This was his first time on this distant world, and everything felt new and strange. Jack was not alone in this forest. Deep in the shadows, a woman watched him with sharp eyes. She was tall and strong, with skin the color of deep blue night and eyes that shone like stars. Her name was Lyra, and she came from a proud tribe that lived on this planet for many years. But today Lyra was hurt. Her leg was cut by sharp rocks when she fled from a fight. She could not walk well, and her strength was fading fast. Jack moved slowly, listening to the sounds around him. Suddenly he heard a soft cry. He stopped and looked toward the sound. Between two big trees he saw Lyra sitting on the ground, holding her leg. Her face was tight with pain, but her eyes were full of fire. Jack took a step forward. "Are you hurt?" "Can I help you?" he asked, trying to sound calm. Lyra looked at him carefully. She was not sure if she could trust this strange creature. Most humans who came here only wanted to take things from her world, but she was too weak to hide. "Don't come closer," she warned. "I don't want your help." Jack shook his head. "I don't want to hurt you. I only want to help." Lyra's eyes narrowed. Suddenly she moved quickly and stood up. Her leg was bleeding badly. She looked afraid but also angry. "You don't understand," she said. "If you try to help me, you will pay." Jack was confused. "Why? What do you mean?" Before she could answer, Lyra fell to the ground, dizzy and weak. Jack rushed to her side. Her breathing was shallow. Without thinking, Jack took a small knife from his bag. He cut a thin piece of cloth from his shirt and tied it tight around her leg to stop the bleeding. Lyra looked at him with surprise. Then she did something Jack did not expect. She reached her hand out slowly and touched his arm. "My blood," she whispered. "Don't drink it." Jack stared at her. "Drink your blood? Why would I do that?" Lyra's face became serious. "My blood is not like yours. It carries power. If you drink it, it will change you. It could hurt you or worse." Jack was curious but scared. He looked at her wound again. She was losing too much blood, and she might die if he did not act fast. "Maybe it can help me help you," Jack said softly. Lyra shook her head, but she did not pull away. Her eyes were full of fear and warning. Jack's heart beat faster. He wanted to save her, even if it meant risking the unknown. Slowly, Jack broke a small piece of the cloth where her blood had soaked in. He put it near his lips. The taste was strange, metallic, and warm. Suddenly, Jack felt a light energy run through his body. His vision sharpened, and his tiredness disappeared. He looked at Lyra with wide eyes. She gasped. "Stop! That's my blood, human. Stop drinking." She screamed, but Jack did not feel pain or fear. Instead, a new feeling grew inside him, a mix of strength and calm he had never known before. He swallowed more carefully, hoping it would help her and maybe save her life. Lyra watched him, trembling. She wanted to stop him, but also felt something different inside herself. Her blood was powerful and sacred. It was not meant for outsiders. But now, Jack had crossed a line no human had before. Jack helped her lean against a tree. "Can you walk?" "We need to get you to safety," he said. Lyra nodded slowly. Her pain was less and her body felt stronger too. But inside, she worried about what the blood bond might mean. It was a link between their lives, one that could change everything. Together, they moved through the forest. Jack was careful to support Lyra. Around them, the strange world seemed to watch silently, waiting for what would happen next. Jack and Lyra moved slowly through the thick forest. The light was fading and the pink sky turned dark. Jack held Lyra's arm carefully, helping her walk. She still looked weak, but her eyes were alert and watchful, the strange feeling inside. Jack was still there. His body felt different, stronger and sharper. His skin tingled softly, and he could hear the small sounds of the forest clearly, even the quiet footsteps of tiny creatures on dry leaves. He looked at Lyra, wondering what this change meant. Lyra noticed his curious eyes. She sighed quietly and said, "You don't understand what you did. Drinking my blood is not simple. It is a sacred bond in my tribe. It can change your body and mind." Jack stopped and looked at her. "What kind of bond? Why is it so important?" Lyra took a deep breath. "Our blood carries the spirit of our people. When someone drinks it, they share a link, a connection that can be very strong. It is a gift, but also a risk." Jack frowned. "A risk? What kind of risk?" She looked around nervously. "Some say the blood can control the other person. It can bring strength and trust, but also pain and danger. The bond can last forever." Jack swallowed hard. "Forever? But why did you scream when I drank it? You said, 'Stop!'" Lyra's eyes grew sad. "Because humans are not part of my tribe. Our rules say you cannot share blood with outsiders. It is forbidden. I fear what my people will say if they find out." Jack felt a mix of confusion and respect. He wanted to understand her world better. "I did not mean to break your rules. I just wanted to save you," Lyra smiled weakly. "I know. That is why I did not stop you completely. I was too weak to stop you." They continued walking. Jack's senses remained sharp, and he felt a warm energy inside. His body did not tire as before. He reached out and touched a leaf. The colors seemed brighter, the texture clearer. He smiled in surprise. "This is strange," he said. "I feel stronger, better, but I don't know what will happen next." Lyra looked at him closely. "The changes will come slowly. Your body and mind will adapt. You may see things you never saw before." Jack was quiet for a moment. "Can you teach me? I want to learn about your people and your blood." Lyra's face showed a flicker of hope. Maybe there is a way to use this bond for good." Suddenly, a sharp noise broke the calm. Both turned quickly toward the sound. Shadows moved between the trees. Lyra's eyes widened in fear. "They are coming," she whispered. "My tribe. The hunters. They will punish me for losing blood to a human." Jack's heart raced. "Hunters? What do they want?" Lyra's voice was steady but urgent. "They think you are dangerous. To them, you are a threat. They will not stop until they find us." Jack nodded. "We need to move faster then." Lyra leaned on him as they hurried through the forest. The hunters were closing in, their voices loud and angry. The air grew tense with danger. Jack's new strength helped him push through branches and rocks. He felt the bond with Lyra growing stronger. Her pain seemed less now, and she moved with more confidence. After some time, they reached a small clearing with soft grass and a gentle stream. Lyra sat down, breathing heavily. Jack knelt beside her. "We can rest here for a moment," she said, "but we must be ready to run again." Jack looked at the water. "I want to know more. About your tribe, your people, and the meaning of this bond." Lyra smiled faintly. "Our tribe is proud and strong. We value loyalty, courage, and honor. Blood is more than just life to us. It is the thread that connects us all." Jack listened closely. "So, your blood makes a link between two people?" "Yes," Lyra answered. "It can create trust and understanding, but it can also cause pain if broken. That is why our tribe guards it carefully." Jack touched her hand gently. "I promise I will respect this bond. I don't want to cause harm." Lyra's eyes softened. "I believe you, but your people are different from mine. We will have to face their judgment soon." Jack nodded, feeling the weight of her words. "Whatever happens, I will stand with you." The sun finally disappeared, and night wrapped the forest in shadows. Jack's new senses allowed him to see shapes and movements clearly. Even in the dark, Lyra looked at him with a mixture of fear and hope. The blood bond was a mystery, but it was also a chance for two different worlds to understand each other. As they rested near the stream, Jack felt the strange power in him settle. He knew this was only the beginning of something bigger, a journey that could change both their lives forever. Jack and Lyra did not have much time to rest. The voices of the hunters grew louder in the forest. They were close, moving fast through the thick trees. Lyra's tribe was searching for her, angry and determined to punish her for what they called a great dishonor. Sharing blood with a human was forbidden, and they believed Jack was dangerous. Lyra stood up slowly. "We must move now," she said, her voice tense but steady. "If they catch us, it will be very bad," Jack nodded. "Where will we go? Do you know a safe place?" Lyra thought for a moment. "There is a cave near the cliffs. It is hidden and strong. We can hide there for a while." Jack helped her walk again. His body was still changing, but the bond with Lyra made him feel stronger and more aware. His senses could pick up small sounds, and he saw things he would have missed. Before Dot, as they hurried through the forest, Jack noticed how different this world was. The plants moved softly in the wind, and strange animals watched them from a distance. But he was focused on protecting Lyra. Suddenly, a branch snapped behind them. Both turned quickly, hearts pounding. 2 hunters appeared, their faces fierce, eyes full of anger. "Stop!" one shouted. "You have broken our laws." Jack stepped forward, standing between Lyra and the hunters. "I don't want to fight," he said calmly. "We only want to be safe." The hunters did not listen. They raised their weapons and moved closer. Lyra held out her hand, signaling Jack to stay back. She stepped forward, her blue skin glowing faintly in the dim light. "You cannot have her," one hunter growled. "She belongs to our tribe. She must pay." Lyra's voice was strong. "I am not a prisoner. One choose my own path." The hunters hesitated. Jack saw fear and respect in their eyes. He realized Lyra was a powerful warrior, and her tribe obeyed her. One hunter stepped forward and said, "If the human is truly bonded to you, then show us." Lyra looked at Jack. She took a deep breath and touched his chest. "Watch closely." Suddenly, a soft light appeared around Jack. The bond between them glowed faintly. The hunters gasped. "This bond is rare," Lyra said. "It means trust and strength. It cannot be broken easily." The hunters lowered their weapons but did not relax. "We will bring you to the council. They will decide your fate." Jack felt nervous but stood tall. "I will face your council." "I want peace," Lyra smiled. "You are brave, human. Come, we must move quickly." Together they followed the hunters through the forest. Jack's senses were sharp, but he knew the council's decision could change everything. After a long walk, they reached a large open area surrounded by tall stones. The alien tribe's council waited there, dressed in bright colors and powerful armor. They looked at Jack with suspicion and curiosity. The chief, an older woman with silver hair, stepped forward. "You, human, have broken our laws. Drinking the blood of a tribe member is forbidden. Explain yourself." Jack took a deep breath. "I did it to save Lyra's life. I did not know the danger. But now I feel a bond with her. I want to understand." "Your people in help?" the council murmured. Some looked angry, others thoughtful. The chief asked, "Do you understand the risks of this bond? It can change your body and mind." Jack nodded. "Yes, I feel the changes already, but I am willing to learn." Lyra spoke next. "Jack is not just any human. The bond he shares with me is special. It could bring our peoples closer." The chief looked at Lyra, then back at Jack. "This is a difficult choice. We will discuss and decide. Until then, you must stay with us." Jack and Lyra were taken to a large tent. Inside, Jack sat quietly, thinking about the journey ahead. The bond in his body felt warm and strong. He was not afraid anymore. Instead, he felt hope. Lyra sat beside him. "We face many challenges, but together we can overcome," Jack smiled. "I believe that too." Outside, the tribe prepared for a meeting that could change their future. The bond between a human and an alien was something none had seen before. It was new and uncertain, but also full of promise. Jack looked at Lyra and felt the same feeling again. Something unfamiliar, but powerful. The story was only beginning. The next morning, Jack woke up feeling different. His body was lighter, and his senses even sharper than before. He could hear birds singing far away and smell the fresh scent of the forest outside the tent. The bond with Lyra's blood was changing him, but he did not know how far it would go. Lyra was already awake, practicing her movements quietly. Her blue skin shone softly in the early light. She noticed Jack watching and smiled. You feel it too, don't you? She asked. Jack nodded slowly. Yes, I feel stronger, faster. But sometimes it feels strange, like my mind is moving faster than I can control. Lyra walked to him and placed her hand gently on his chest. That is the power of the bond. It awakens parts of you that were hidden. You must learn to control it, or it could overwhelm you. Jack looked worried. How do I learn? I don't want to lose myself. Lyra's eyes were kind but serious. You must listen to your body and mind. Trust yourself. I will help you. Over the next days, Lyra taught Jack about her tribe's history and the meaning of their blood. Bond? She showed him how the bond could strengthen their bodies and minds when they were connected in trust. But she also warned about the dangers if the bond was broken or used wrongly. Jack practiced moving with new strength. He jumped higher, ran faster, and could see clearly in low light. But his mind sometimes raced too fast, making it hard to focus. 1. Afternoon, as they trained near the cliff edge, a sudden sound stopped them. A large creature with thick fur and sharp claws appeared in the clearing. It growled deeply, blocking their path. Lyra stepped forward, ready to fight. Stay behind. Me, she said. Jack's heart pounded. The creature was big and fierce, but he felt calm inside, the bond giving him courage. As the creature charged, Jack jumped quickly to the side and grabbed a heavy stick. Together, they faced the beast. Lyra moved with skill and strength while Jack used his new speed and senses to help. After a tense struggle, the creature backed away and ran into the forest. Lyra looked at Jack with respect. You fought well. The bond is making you strong. Jack smiled, feeling proud. I couldn't have done it without you. That night, they sat near the fire. Jack's body felt tired but alive. He looked at Lyra and asked, Do you think the tribe will accept me after what happened? Lyra was quiet for a moment. It is hard to say. Some will fear the bond between us. Others may see its power. But if we show them the strength and trust we share, maybe they will understand. Jack nodded. I want to prove that this bond can be good. Not just for us, but for both our peoples. Lyra smiled softly. You are brave, Jack. The bond chose you for a reason. The bond between them was more than blood now. It was trust, friendship, and hope. Jack felt that no matter what came next, he and Lyra would face it together. Outside, the night was deep and quiet. The stars shone brightly over the wild planet. A new power was awakening, one that could change the fate of two worlds. The morning sun rose over the quiet camp, but Jack felt a storm inside. Today was the day they would face the tribe's council again. The leaders would decide what to do with him, the human who had shared the sacred blood of their warrior. Lyra stood beside him, calm but tense. Her blue skin shimmered softly in the light. No matter what happens, I will stand with you, she said quietly. Jack nodded. He was nervous, but the bond inside him gave him strength. Thank you. Lyra, I am ready. The two walked toward the center of the tribe's settlement. Around them, the people watched with mixed feelings. Some were curious, others wary. Whispers floated through the air like soft winds. When they reached the council's stone circle, the chief woman with silver hair was waiting. Her eyes were sharp and full of authority. Around her sat elders, their faces lined with age and wisdom. Human, the chief said, you have broken our sacred laws by drinking the blood of one of our people. This is no small matter. Jack bowed his head respectfully. I did it, only to save Lyra's life. I meant no disrespect. The chief's voice was firm. That may be true, but laws protect us. They keep balance and honor in our tribe. One elder leaned forward. The blood bond is powerful. It changes those who share it. Do you understand what this means for you? Jack looked at Lyra, then back at the council. Yes, I feel it every day. My body and mind are different, but I want to learn and control it. I want to live in peace with your people. The chief looked thoughtful. Your words are honest, but many in the tribe fear what this bond could bring. Suddenly, a loud voice broke the silence. A young warrior stood up. This human is an outsider. The bond could weaken us. He does not belong here. Others murmured in agreement. Jack felt the weight of their anger and fear. But Lyra stood firm. "Enough," she said, her voice strong. "Jack is not a threat. The bond between us is real. It can bring strength, not weakness." The young warrior glared at her. "You will bring shame on our tribe." Lyra did not back down. "I will take that risk. Jack saved my life. Our bond is proof that humans and our people can work together." The chief raised her hand, calling for silence. "This is a difficult decision. We must choose carefully. A bond like this has never happened before." She turned to Jack. "You will stay with us under watch. We will see if the bond grows with honor or brings harm," Jack agreed without hesitation. "I accept your judgment." Days passed as Jack lived among the tribe. He learned their customs, their language, and their ways. The bond with Lyra grew stronger. Jack felt a deep connection to the land and the people. One day, the chief invited Jack to a private talk. They sat near the fire, the stars above them. "Jack," she began, "you have shown respect and courage, but the tribe is not ready to accept you fully." Jack nodded. "I understand. I will keep proving myself." The chief smiled gently. "The bond is a new path. It will take time." Meanwhile, some tribe members began to see Jack differently. They noticed how he helped with hunting, how he listened to their stories, and how he cared for Lyra. Slowly, fear turned into curiosity and respect. Lyra smiled at Jack one evening. "You are becoming one of us." Jack felt hope. The path was not easy, but the bond they shared was changing more than just their bodies. It was changing hearts. The tribe's judgment was still ahead, but for the first time, Jack believed that maybe, just maybe, two worlds could find a way to be one. The days grew warmer, and the tribe prepared for a gathering like no other. The council had called for a meeting of all the clans to decide the fate of Jack, the human bonded by blood to Lyra. The question was clear: could a human become part of their tribe? Or would the ancient laws keep them apart forever? Jack stood beside Lyra outside the large stone circle. The faces around them were serious, filled with hope, fear, and curiosity. Jack felt the bond inside him, stronger than ever, connecting him to Lyra, to this place, and to something bigger than himself. Lyra squeezed his hand gently. "Remember, we are not alone. Our bond is a bridge. We must show them its strength." Jack nodded. "I'm ready." The chief woman rose to speak. Her silver hair shimmered in the sunlight. "Today, we face a choice. Our laws are old, but our people must survive and grow. The bond between Jack and Lyra is new and powerful. It challenges our traditions, but also offers hope." She turned to the crowd. "Will we accept this bond? Will we unite with the human?" Murmurs filled the air. Some voices said no. Others said yes. The tribe was divided, but many waited to hear more. Jack stepped forward. "I do not ask to replace your ways. I ask to learn and walk beside you. The bond we share is not a curse. It is a gift. Together we can be stronger." Lyra's eyes shone with pride. "Jack has proven himself brave and true. This bond has saved my life and given us both strength. It can unite us." A young warrior raised his voice. "Change is hard, but maybe it is needed. We must think of the future." The chief nodded. "It is time to decide." The tribe fell silent. The elders spoke quietly among themselves. Finally, the chief raised her hand again. "We will accept the bond. Jack will be one of us, but with respect and trust. This is a new beginning." Cheers rose, soft but sure. Jack and Lyra smiled, their bond glowing softly between them. Life in the tribe changed. Jack learned more about their skills, their stories, and their dreams. He shared stories of his world, too. The bond helped both of them understand and respect each other deeply. One evening, as the sun set in colors of orange and red, Jack and Lyra sat on a hill, looking at the stars. "This bond," Jack said, "it feels like we are part of something bigger." Lyra nodded. "We are two worlds coming together." Jack took her hand. "Thank you for trusting me," Lyra smiled. "No, thank you for choosing to stay." Their journey was far from over, but the choice to unite had opened a door. The bond was no longer just blood, it was trust, friendship, and hope for a new future. The tribe's acceptance of Jack marked a new chapter, not only for him and Lyra, but for the entire community. The ancient laws had changed, and with them, the future of two very different worlds began to weave together. Jack woke early one morning, feeling the gentle warmth of the rising sun. The bond inside him felt steady and strong. He stood outside his small hut, watching the forest come alive with sounds and colors. Birds sang sweetly, and the fresh air smelled of earth and flowers. Lyra joined him, her steps light and sure. Her eyes met his with a smile full of hope. "Today is important," she said softly. "We begin to build something new together." Jack nodded. "It feels like a dream. From the moment I drank your blood, everything changed. I never imagined I could be part of this world." Lyra took his hand. "You are more than part of it. You are part of me and part of all of us." The tribe gathered in the stone circle. Once again, but this time the mood was different. There was celebration and curiosity. Children played near the fire, elders shared stories, and warriors practiced their skills. The bond between Jack and Lyra had become a symbol, a sign of unity and strength. The chief spoke to the crowd. "We have faced fear and doubt, but we chose to trust. The bond that connects Jack and Lyra is a bridge between worlds. It brings hope." Jack stepped forward to address the tribe. "I am grateful for your trust. I will protect this bond and work to build peace between our peoples. Together we can face any challenge." The tribe cheered. Jack felt a deep sense of belonging and pride. The journey had been hard, but every step had been worth it. Later, as the stars filled the night sky, Jack and Lyra stood on the hill overlooking the tribe's village. The bond between them glowed softly, a quiet light in the darkness. "Do you think the other humans will understand?" Jack asked. Lyra smiled. "Some may fear what they don't know, but you will show them the way. Your strength, your heart, they will see." Jack took a deep breath. "This bond gave me new life. I will carry it proudly." Lyra leaned her head on his shoulder. "And I will be with you, always." The alien world felt less strange now. It was home. The bond that had started as a desperate act had become a powerful force for change. Jack and Lyra's story was just beginning, a story of friendship, trust, and the courage to unite different worlds. Together, they looked at the stars, ready to face whatever the future held, knowing they were stronger because they stood side by side.